digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success. Turabo Business School is committed to empowering the next generation of leaders with the skills they need to thrive. We present to you our special computer training exclusively designed for SS3 and JSS3 graduates. Our comprehensive program covers a wide range of topics, including Microsoft Word, master the art of document creation and editing, unlock the power of data analysis and visualization, Microsoft Access, learn to manage and analyze database, Microsoft PowerPoint, create stunning presentations that captivate audiences, graphic design using CorelDRAW, unleash your creativity and design skills, Photoshop, enhance your image editing skills and create stunning visuals, programming using web design, build dynamic websites and web applications, database development, learn to design and manage databases, UI/UX design, create user-friendly and intuitive interfaces. At the Turabo Business School, we believe in creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Our experienced instructors will guide you every step of the way, providing you with hands-on training and mentorship. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a competitive edge. Contact us today to learn more about our program and register for the next session. Call 080-6026-9140, 070-6342-8464 or 090-1010-8844 between 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Turabo Business School, creating world-class entrepreneurs and professionals. Join us today and unlock your full potential. Turabo Business School, opposite Civil Service Commission, Hamarua Way, Jalingo, Turabo State. Empower yourself with the skills of the future. Register.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching news at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. You can also follow us on Facebook at Psalm TV and catch us on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Before the major headline, here is a heartfelt Father's Day message from Psalm TV. Happy Father's Day to all the amazing dads out there. From Psalm TV, we salute your love, dedication, and hard work. You're the heroes, guiding lights and pillars of strength for your families. Wishing you a day filled with joy, love, and appreciation. Thank you for being incredible role models and shaping the future generations. Wishing you all a wonderful day filled with love and joy from Psalm TV. Now let's get right to the most important headlines of the day. On the national news, outrage as Gamduje, APC Northeast chairman, endorsed Tinubu without Shatima. Bauchi begins June immunization campaign, targets 2.2 million children. Gombe agro-livestock projects to boost jobs, exports. A new dawn of peace and security in Usa local government area, a testament to Governor Kafer's leadership. Comrade Fidelis flags off campaign, hailing information officers as founding fathers of NUJ. Group urges Tinubu to address suffering of Nigerians. NAF seeks quick delivery of U.S. attack helicopter to fight terrorism. Police arrest robbery suspect, recovers pistol in Ebonyi. Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State has condemned the attack and killing of innocent citizens at Yelewada by suspected criminals and headers. On international news, UK advises against all travels to Israel as airstrike continues. US police begins manhunt for killer of state lawmakers. On business news, Trump administration considers banning Nigeria and 35 others from U.S. travel. Entertainment news. The video cancelled London Stadium show over organizational problem. Sport news. Kamaru Usman defeats Joaquin Buckley. Nigerian Nightmare gets first UFC win since 2021. I'm Bridget James with the news. There was a chaos at the meeting of the All Progressive Congress stakeholders in the Northeast on Sunday after Comrade Mustafa Saliu, National Vice Chairman of the ruling in the Northeast, failed to mention the name of Vice President Kashim Shettima while endorsing President Bola Tinubu for a second term. The meeting, which was held in Gombe State, was attended by virtually all ministers, lawmakers, and governors of the party from the region. Abdullahi Ganduje, national chairman of the APC, also led some key personalities to the event. When it was the turn of Saliu to speak, he endorsed Tinubu to emerge as an unopposed candidate of the APC, but was silent about Shettima. The moment he finished his speech, delegates at the forum started to hurl insult at him, with some threatening to attack him physically. But he had to be escorted out of the meeting by security operatives to calm the situation. The deputy national chairman of the party, Bukar Dolari, endorsed both Tinubu and Shettima for a second term. Shettima is from Borno, one of the states in the Northeast region. The meeting ended abruptly after the national chairman, Abdullahi Ganduje, also endorsed Tinubu alone without Shettima. The Bauchi state government has flagged off the June 2025 National Immunization Plus days with the aim of vaccinating over 2.2 million eligible children under the age of 5 across the state. Speaking at the launch of the exercise in Miri Community, Bauchi local government area on Saturday, the State Commissioner for Health, Sani Dambam, he said the state government has put in place a comprehensive plans to ensure the successful implementation of the immunization exercise, which will provide children with life-saving vaccines against killer disease such as polio, measles, and others. Dambam stressed the importance of immunizations in safeguarding children's health and reducing child mortality. He encouraged parents and caregivers to take advantage of the campaign to ensure their wards are fully protected. Also addressing the gathering, the executive chairman of the Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Development Board, Rilwanu Mohammed, stated that the National Immunization Plus Days is a nationwide initiative aimed at strengthening routine immunization and reaching every child with life-saving vaccine. Gombe State is set to witness a major transformation in its agricultural sector following the launch of a 184 hectares agro-livestock development zone, a project expected to boost food production, create jobs, and promote exports. Governor Inuwa Yaya says the initiative reflects the state's agrarian strengths and align with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Some TV correspondent Kamal Hamajo has the details.
Speaking at the groundbreaking of the 184 hectares facility, The governor stated that agro-livestock development zone will drive job creation, enhance productivity, and promote export opportunities.
Gombe State is predominantly agrarian society, with over 80% of our population engaged in crop production and animal husbandry. Agriculture forms the backbone of our economy by sustaining livelihoods, ensuring food security, and fostering social cohesion for generations. Our commercial heritage in agriculture dates back to the early 1920s under the visionary leadership of our revered Emir late Sarki Haruna, may his soul rest in peace, which saw the establishment of pioneering institutions like the famous Tunuhati Grains Market and the historic Gombe Livestock Market. The landmark project will provide job opportunities, enhance productivity, encourage import substitution, and increase foreign exchange earnings along all segments of the livestock value chain. The contract for the construction of the ultra-modern abattoir is awarded at the cost of 7.5 billion naira to Lugain Nigeria Limited, which is an indigenous construction company with a track record of excellence and professionalism. The contract completion period is 9 months, and inshallah it will be finished in 9 months by the president. This event represents more than a groundbreaking ceremony. It is a bold statement of intent, a testament to our resolve to modernize agriculture and livestock productivity in Nigeria and empower our people and secure a prosperous future for Gombe State and indeed our own people.
Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Meha described the initiative as a game changer in Nigerian livestock industry and a model that aligned with the Renew Hope agenda.
This massive investment, which will process 500 bulls, 1,000 small ruminants, and 3,000 poultry birds daily, translated into 182,500 bulls, 365 goats and sheep, 1,095,000 poultry in a year. This is a game changer in the Northeast and indeed in Nigeria.
The Emir of Gombe, Alhaji Abubakar Shehu Abubakar III, pledged the support of traditional institutions and all citizens to embrace and protect the project for the good of the state.
On behalf of the Gombe Emirate, I share our full cooperation and professional leadership to ensure the success of this project. To the people of Gombe State, this project is our collective ownership and will continue to benefit our people through job creation, increased trade, and sustainable farming.
Earlier in his welcoming address, the Commissioner for Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Mr. Barnabas Manley, noted that the governor has remained dedicated to transforming agriculture and livestock in Gombe State since the inception of his administration.
This historic groundbreaking ceremony for the establishment of 184 hectares agro-livestock productivity and resilience support Air-Press project in collaboration with Gombe State government. From the inception of this administration, His Excellency has demonstrated exceptional political will and support towards revitalizing the livestock sector, especially through Air-Press projects. His prompt approval and consistent release of counterpart funding, allocation of land, particularly the 41-hectare land within this agro-livestock industrial zone dedicated to the construction of the modern abattoir, international livestock market, livestock value chain, fattening hub, tannery, and leather factory are all testaments of his dedication.
Also, in his keynote remark, The Abattoir Management Specialist founder, Ambassador Emmanuel N. Usman, appreciated Governor Inua's vision, noting that the North remain the backbone of Nigeria's food security.
We are the hope of the nation. We are the basket of the nation. We have everything to show to the nation. But today, where are we? I really appreciate the minister and the governor for this great initiation, because this is the way to go. Abattoir, there are so many things in that abattoir that we fail to understand. My message to the butchers, the local butchers, this is the best way, and this is the way to make money.
This is the laid-down foundation of Agro-Livestock Zone by His Excellency the Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahya to shape the future of agricultural activities. I'm Kamal Hamaju, Som TV News, Gombe.
The serene landscape of Usa local government area in Taraba State is a testament to the unwavering commitment of Governor Agbo Kaifers to ensure peace and security in the region. Under the astute leadership of Ambassador Peter Shengwung, one of the governor's trusted lieutenants, the area has witnessed a remarkable transformation. The once troubled communities, plagued by violent clashes and displacements, have been restored to tranquility. Before the inception of Governor Kaifers' administration, the Kuteb land was synonymous with bloodshed and displacement. Innocent lives were lost, farmlands were overrun, and communities were torn apart. For over 5 long years, our people were unable to access their farms, crippling their means of livelihood and plunging them into despair. However, with the governor's assumptions of office on May 29, 2023, a new chapter unfolded. Leveraging his military experience and expertise in community dialogue, Governor Kaifers sprang into action, determined to bring peace to the troubled region. The success of the endeavors can be attributed to the tireless efforts of Ambassador Peter Shengwung, the chairman of Usa local government area. Ambassador Shengwung has often prioritized commitment and sacrifice over comfort and has been a pillar of strength to his people, always present on the ground, working closely with the people to ensure the sustainability of peace. His exceptional leadership has been instrumental in the governor's peaceful coexistence initiative. Today, most people of Usa have returned to their communities, abandoned the IDP camps, and resumed farming activities. The relative peace that pervades the area in a testament to the governor's vision and Ambassador Shengwung's dedication. The palpable joy of our people going back to the farm knows no bound. The residents of Usa local government area remains grateful for the sacrifice made by their leaders and prayed for their continued success. We commend Governor Agbo Kaifers for his remarkable leadership and Ambassador Peter Shengwung for his selfless service. Their synergy had brought about a new dawn of peace and security in our land, and we look forward to continued progress under their stewardship. May God bless the people's governor and his dedication. The NUJ chairmanship candidate, Fidelis Jonathan, a member of the FRCN Fombina FM Chapel, Yola, has told Adamawa Information Officer that they are one of the founding fathers of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, and therefore holds them in high esteem in his bid to clinch the chairmanship position of NUJ in the state. Comrade Fidelis Jonathan, who flagged off his campaign at the Ministry of Information, Yola, was accorded a rousing welcome. Some TV correspondent Ojoma Yusuf has the details.
Joktan, a chairmanship candidate for the forthcoming elections of the Nigerian Union of Journalists Adamawa Council, has flagged off his campaign at the Ministry of Information and Strategy headquarters in Yola. In his presentation, the Director General Fidelis Joktan campaign train, Comrade Mohammed Saidu, described Fidelis Joktan as an experienced journalist with the requisite to hold the leadership of the NUJ, having worked in the course of the union to hold on the leadership of the NUJ Adamawa State Council and beyond. He reminded that his candidate, having led Fombina FM Chapel as chairman and becoming a two-term state council secretary, possesses the requisite credentials to lead the union. On the exposure and national experience, having attended several NEC meetings during his stewardship as state secretary.
Fidelis is a seasoned journalist and a champion of press freedom, welfare, and unity. What sets him apart is his unwaveringly committed to the NUJ's core values, his proven track record of leadership, and his vision for a strong, more effective union. He has walked the walk, having served in various capacities within the union, with the last one he is currently holding the Secretary of the Council, which we all know is the engine room of the union. And this has earned him the respect, admiration of his peers.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information and veteran journalist, Comrade Solomon Kumanga, advised the team and journalists to vote in candidates with proven integrity that have the union at heart.
But that if you truly love this NUJ, which made us all, because without NUJ, I wouldn't have been here. So if we truly love this NUJ that we now cherish, please let us elect the person you know has the ideas, the person you know has the projects, has the projections, and we'll be home and dry.
In their separate remarks, Omar Gojos and Saliu Abubakar, both veteran journalists, echoed the assertion of the permanent secretary, calling for credibility during voting.
This is a serious issue that I want to draw our attention. Please, let's go for somebody that can deliver. Let's go for somebody that has the interest of the profession and the union at heart, that she will just contribute to this on quota for the development of NUJ and journalism at once.
Please and please, not only for you guys to listen to us, on the D-Day, your presence is very important. Make sure that you are at the battlefield and you support for this only happens to you guys, and let you guys not to be convinced.
Fidelis Joktan is a two-term state secretary of the Adamawa State Council who is vying to lead Adamawa journalists at the polls next week.
You know, NUJ is an institution, and we cannot leave this our great institution, which we are proud of, to drift to a place that we can't control. NUJ as an institution needs competence. It needs a person with social disposition. It needs a person with intellectual capacity. It needs a man with contacts. It needs a man with influence. Fidelis Joktan is one of them. Yes. In Nigeria. For sure. Yes, not Adamawa in Nigeria. For sure. We don't have any allocation from Abuja. We survive on goodwill. We survive on goodwill, and by such we have to build a very good relationship with the government. We have to promote government so that government will listen to us.
Abdurrahman Saad Abubakar.
The Campaign for Democracy has called on President Bola Tinubu to initiate urgent reforms to tackle economic challenges facing the people of the country and to ameliorate the suffering of the people. The group lamented that the Tinubu administration had yet to find solution to the severe economic hardship and suffering of Nigerians in the last 2 years of being in power. The CD stated this in a statement made available to our correspondent by the national president of the association, Reverend Ifeanyi Odili, in Akure on Sunday. The statement was titled, "The June 12th Struggle, a reflection on its legacy and the value of the sacrifice made." According to the statement, the CP expressed regrets for its role in advocating for the transition from military to civilian rule. It stated that the current administration had proven to be far more detrimental to Nigerians. The statement reads, "In comparison, the former military regime was more tolerable than the present crop of political leaders, who seem driven by self-interest rather than the public good. The government policies bring in unprecedented hunger, hyperinflation, and widespread suffering as evidence of its failure." It warned that if the government failed to prioritize people-oriented policies and address the plight of Nigerians, the country risks instability and potential unrest, emphasizing that good governance is the only bulwark against democratic collapse. The CD called on the federal government to undertake immediate drastic reforms to rectify its mistake, prioritize citizens' welfare, and serve the people rather than the privileged few. The group also noted that the failure of Nigerians' democratic experiment had led us to reflect on the June 12 struggle's legacy and the sacrifice made. The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, has called for the expedited delivery of 12 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopter being acquired from the United States. He stated that their timely arrival was critical to enhancing Nigerians' ongoing counter-terrorism and internal security operations. A statement released on Sunday by the NAF spokesperson, Air Comrado Ejemode, said Abubakar, during a high-level program management review meeting in San Diego, California, held from June 9 to 13, 2025, Abubakar stressed that the Nigerian Air Force was fully committed to ensuring that every necessary step is taken to fast-track the procurement and seamless integrations of the combat helicopter. He says the meeting brought together top officials of the U.S. government and representatives of Bell Textron, manufacturers of the AH-1Z Zipper, to review progress on the helicopter deal and fine-tune implementation timelines. We are deeply grateful to the United States government for its enduring strategies, the partnership with Nigerians. The acquisitions of the AH-1Z Viper helicopter will significantly enhance the Nigerian Air Force's combat effectiveness, the operational efficiency, and mission readiness. We are fully committed to ensuring these platforms are delivered in the shortest possible time. Every necessary step will be taken to facilitate a seamless procurement and integration process, the statement partly read. In a related development, the Commander General of the Nigerian Forest Security Service, Joshua Osahimen, has praised Bauchi Governor Bala Muhammad for approving the recruitment of 2,000 operatives for the Nigerian Forest Security Service. Osatimen gave the commendations while speaking to newsmen on Sunday in Abuja, following his recent operational visit to the state. He said the activities of the forest security operatives in Bauchi had been significantly enhanced through the immense support given to the service by Governor Muhammad. According to him, a few years ago, the governor allocated almost 150 million naira to purchase arms and ammunition to support the organization. The National Association of Persons with Physical Disability, Adamawa State Chapter, has successfully conducted its internal elections, referring confidence its leadership as all candidates were returned unopposed in what has been described as a free, fair, and credible electoral process. Some TV correspondent Ojoma Yusuf has the details.
Association of Persons with Physical Disabilities, Adamawa State Chapter, has successfully conducted its internal elections. We are feeling confidence in its leadership as all candidates returned unopposed in what has been tagged as free, fair, credible electoral processes. Comrade Abdullahi Tongo emerges as the re-elected chairman of the association. In a post-election media briefing, Tongo expressed gratitude to members for their trusts, assuring them of a continued advocacy and support for their welfare. He also uses the opportunity to call on the Adamawa state government to enhance the inclusion of persons with disabilities in governance and employment. Tongo emphasized that many of their members are qualified graduates who are physically challenged but mentally capable and deserve fair opportunities. Other elected officials include Ibrahim Idris as secretary, Aliu Adama as treasurer, and Godiya Simon as women leader. The association reiterated its commitment to advancing the rights and welfare of persons with disabilities and called for broader societal and governmental support. I am Ojoma Yusuf, reporting for Som TV News Yola.
The chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in Plateau State, Reverend Father Polycarp Lubo, is dead. It was learned that Lubo died in the early hours of Sunday at an undisclosed hospital in Jos after a brief illness, following an accident last week. The news of his death was confirmed to our correspondent in Jos on Sunday by multiple sources. His death was further confirmed by a condolence statement signed by the Diocese Chancellor of the Catholic Archdiocese of Jos, Daniel Young. The statement titled Obituary Announcement expressed condolences to Lubo's immediate family, Camp Plateau State Chapter and the religious community, Catholic priests and other religious leaders. The statement reads, "On a sad note, but with total submission to the will of God, we hereby announce the passing unto eternal glory of Very Reverend Father Dr. Polycarp Lubo, who passed on to eternal glory in the wee hours of the morning of Sunday, 15 June 2025. May his soul and the souls of all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace." The Ebonyi Police commanders arrested a suspect identified as Chibuzo over an alleged robbery at Onyebonyi Junctions in Abakaliki local government area of the state. The command spokesman, Joshua Okandu, said in a statement that the arrest took place in the early hours of Sunday. Okandu explained that the suspect was apprehended after the command received a distress call about a gang of thieves operating in the area. According to him, upon the arrival of the police, the suspect attempted to flee, but the operatives pursued them and successfully arrested Mori while the others escaped. In a related development, operative of the Anambra State Police Command have arrested two suspects over the alleged abductions of two siblings, aged between 3 and 5 years, at Okuno Oba in the Edemili South local government area of the state. The suspect, a 19-year-old Onyedika Daniel and a 25-year-old Nkechi Onua, allegedly kidnapped the children while they were on their way to their mother's shop near Ngwafo Junction in Izora, Ozubulu and Kunsu local government area. The spokesperson for the police command, Tochukwu Ikenga, disclosed this in a statement on Saturday, noting that the arrests were made on Thursday following a report by the victim's mother on June 12, 2025. Police operative attached to the Ozumbulu Divisional Headquarters rescued two children aged 3 and 5 and arrested two suspects, Onyedika Daniel and Nkechi Onua, at Okompo Oba, Edemili South local government, Ikenga said. The governor said nothing should warrant the taking of life. Aliyah, who was represented by the deputy governor of the state, Sam Ode, on a visit to the scene of the heinous act earlier on Sunday, said he was not resting on his laurels to ensure that the state experiences peace. He says Governor Hassan Aliyah acknowledges and shares in your pains and grief caused by the attack on your community by criminals. Elements suspected to be armed herdsmen, the governor was quoted as saying in a statement by his chief press secretary on Sunday. Aliyah said the state government was consistently engaging with federal security agencies, traditional rulers, community leaders, and relevant stakeholders to strengthen security intervention and provide lasting solutions to these persistent attacks. He therefore assured the residents that more tactical teams have started arriving in Benue from the federal government and additional security deployments were being arranged for vulnerable areas. He also responds squad teams were also deployed and will be in Benue from Sunday, while strategic community dialogues were ongoing to enhance active intelligence sharing. The State Joint Operations Units are also being strengthened, and the government will not relent in its utmost commitment to defending the lives and properties of all residents. The Chief Justice of Ogun State, Justice Mosumola Dipiolu, has urged law undergraduates to keep their eyes fixed on excellence, possess strong character, and prioritize diligence to succeed in the rigorous legal training ahead. Dipiolu stated that the legal profession is undoubtedly noble and highly rewarding, but the training is demanding. Therefore, any student who wants to carve a niche must be ready to shun all form of distraction and embrace quality learning and study. The CJ, represented by Justice Adetokunbo Jibodu of the Ogun State High Court, gave this charge during the annual dinner held on Saturday by the Faculty of Law, Chrisland University, Abeokuta, to welcome newly admitted law students while also offering insight into the tasks ahead. She urged the students to take their legal training seriously, describing the profession as one that demands the highest level of responsibility. The CJ said the legal profession is conservative in nature and demands the highest level of discipline, diligence, and integrity. The Oyo State Traffic Management Authority has disclosed that it recorded a fatality following a TV's motorcycle crash at Ogberigo, Mokola, Idebo. Also condemned the reckless driving of a one-way tricycle rider whose excessive speed led to a serious accident in Ibadan, leaving a passerby, Oladayo Adisa, seriously injured. In a statement issued by the chairman of OYRTMA, Adekoya Adesangba, on Sunday, he stated that operatives of the agency were on the scene to rescue victims at the incident site. As Sagbo said, the pedestrian accident occurred when Adisa was attempting to cross the road. In a related development, the commercial tricycle rider has died after a hit-on collision with a sports utility vehicles reportedly driving against traffic in the Oregon Oko-Ofa area of Lagos State. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority said the incident occurred along the Badagry Expressway corridor over the weekend. According to a statement released on Sunday by LASMA, the spokesperson Adebayo Taufik, the SUV driver whose vehicles bore a customized number plate Osun FNKE, was fleeing traffic congestion by taking a one-way route from Le-Epo towards Opo A4 when he collided with the oncoming tricycles with a registration number MUS 716QM. Taufik confirmed that the tricyclist sustained severe injuries, including a critical knee dislocation, and died at the scene. A helicopter carrying 7 passengers, the the pilot included, has crashed in the southern Indian state of Uttarakhand, leading to the death of all the occupants. BBC reported that 5 passengers, 1 child, and 1 crew member were on board. This happened barely 3 days after an Indian airplane crashed into a residential area in Ahmedabad and killed more than 270 people. Local media in India reported that the Iran Aviation Bell 407 helicopter VT-BKA was en route from Kedarnath to Kopkashi, following a pilgrimage path through Himayan mountain. The Indian Directorate General of Civil Aviation said the pilot and a 2-year-old child were among those killed, and the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau would be investigating the crash. A statement released by the Commissioner, Ministry of the Environmental and Water Resources, Lagos State, Tokunbo Wahab, on Sunday, he stated that the enforcement action was carried out by officials of the Lagos State Wastewater Management Office, following surveillance and confirmed reports that the occupants of the building were pumping untreated effluent directly from their septic tank into surrounding environment, describing the act as a serious violation of environmental regulations. The ministry said such behavior possesses significant risks to public health and safety. Lagos State Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources, through Lagos State Wastewater Management Office, on Saturday, 14 June 2025, sealed off a residential property at number 59 Ajoke Okunsaye Street off Ago Palace Way, Okota, for pumping raw sewage from the septic tank into the public drainage system. Let's pause for a short while and take the commercials. Stay close, don't drift away. More thrilling news is ready to shore. Please don't go away.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still here with us. Coming up next on Super Media Television is international news. The UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office has advised against all travels to Israel amidst an escalating in the country's military activity with Iran. The device, which covers Israel and the occupied Palestinians' territories, means travel insurance could be invalidated if individuals do not follow it. It comes as missiles have been launched by both countries in recent days, with Israeli airspace remaining closed. The situation has the potential to deteriorate further quickly and without warning. The FCDO said those already in Israel or the occupied territories have been told to follow the advice of local authorities. The new notice from the FCDO referred to the risks of regional escalation, adding that the government recognized it as a fast-moving situation. Previous advice had told Britain to avoid all travels to parts of Israel. This was updated to warn against all but essential travel to the country after a state of emergency was declared on 13th June. Foreign Secretary David Lammy posted on X, "My message to British nationals, there is clear, your safety remains our top priority. The current FCDO advice is to avoid all travel to Iran. Israel launched a new attack on Iran on the night of 12 June, saying its targets were military infrastructure, including nuclear sites." A manhunt was on the way Sunday for a gunman who shot two Democratic state lawmakers in Minnesota, killing Melissa Hometown and her husband, wounding the others, in what the northern U.S. state governor said were politically motivated attack. The shootings on Saturday come as deep political divisions that have riven the United States, the same day that hundreds of thousands of protesters across the country took to the streets to rally against the policies of Republican President Donald Trump. Democratic State Representative Hartman, a former Speaker of the House, and her husband Mark were killed at their homes in the Minneapolis. The governor Tim Walz announced in a news conference. State Senator John Hartman and his wife, Vert, were shot and wounded at their home in nearby Champlain. The said authorities named their assailant as 57-year-old Vance Luther, who was still at large and considered armed and dangerous. "We believe he's walking to potentially flee the area," Drew Evans, superintendent of the State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, told reporters. Bolter had been spotted Saturday morning in the Minneapolis area, out surveillance footage obtained from a business, the officials said. On to business news. Nigeria is among 36 countries that could face new travel restrictions to the United States under a proposed expansion of the Trump administration travel ban, according to a State Department's memo reported by the Washington Post. The extensive list includes 25 African nations, several Caribbean countries, Central Asian states, and Pacific Island nation. Nigeria, Africa's most populous country with over 200 million people, is the largest population that could be affected by the proposed restriction. Countries given to a 60-day timeline, the memo signed by Secretary of the State Marco Rubio and sent Saturday to U.S. diplomats working with the affected countries. It gives the listed government 60 days to meet new benchmark established by the State Department. Countries must provide initial action plans by 8 a.m. on Wednesday, showing how they would address the requirements. The document outlined various issues the administration believes these countries need to address. Some nations are described as having no competent or comparative central government authorities to produce reliable identity. The documents, or rather civil documents, whilst others allegedly suffer from widespread government fraud. Additionally, the memo cites high number of visas overstayed by citizens. On entertainment news, Afrobeat star Davido Adeleke, known as David, has pulled out of his highly anticipated concert at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, originally scheduled for July 3rd, citing unresolved issues with the event's planning and execution. In a post shared on his Instagram story on Saturday, the singer said, despite strong ticket sales and overwhelming fan support, he could not proceed with the performance due to what he described as major misalignment with the organizers. Over the past few weeks, I have extended my full support and professionalism to the Neto Future Group, the promoters of Icon, with the sincere intention of delivering a performance that meets the high standards by fans deserve. Despite strong fan support and impressive ticket sales, there have been major misalignment regarding the event's executions, particularly concerning key elements required to uphold the integrity and quality of my performance, Davido said. The singer noted that the decisions to cancel was difficult but necessary. Unfortunately, these issues remain unresolved. As a result, I regret to inform you that I will no longer be performing at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on July 3rd. Please note, the show would hold, but without the video, he added. On sport news, Kamaru Usman made a triumphant return to the octagon at UFC Atlanta, securing a decisive victory over Jacqueline Buckley in a welterweight bout. The fight, held at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, marked Usman's first win since 2021. It was a resurgence in his career following a challenging period that included the loss of his UFC welterweight championship to Leon Edwards in 2023 and a defeat by Khamzat Chimaev in 2024. The State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, is set to host one of the most anticipated UFC fight nights of the year. Kamaru Usman, known as the Nigerian Nightmare, returned to the octagon after a period of reflections and recovery. This comes following monster losses against Leon Edwards and Khamzat Chimaev. That's all for this edition of News at 9 from Som TV. But before we go, here is a recap of the major headlines. On the national news, there was chaos at the meeting of All Progressive Congress, stakeholders in the Northeast on Sunday, after Comrade Mustafa Saliu, National Vice Chairman of the ruling in the Northeast, failed to mention the name of Vice President Kashim Shettima while endorsing President Bola Tinubu for a second term. The Bauchi state government just flagged off the June 2025 National Immunization Plus Days with the aim of vaccinating over 2.2 million eligible children under the age of 5 across the state. Gombe State is set to witness a major transformation in its agricultural sector following the launch of a 184 hectares agro-livestock development zone project that is expected to boost food production, create jobs, and promote exports. The serene landscape of Usa local government area in Taraba State is a testament to the unwavering commitment of Governor Agbo Kefres to ensure peace and security in the region. A group, the Campaign for Democracy, has called on President Bola Tinubu to initiate urgent reform to tackle economic challenges facing the people of the country. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, has called for the expedited delivery of 12 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopter being acquired from the United States. The Commander General of the Nigerian Forest Security Service, Joshua Osatime, has praised Bauchi Governor Bala Mohammed for approving the recruitment of 2,000 operatives for the Nigerian Forest Security Service. The chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria in Plateau State, Reverend Father Polycarp Lubo, is dead. It was learned that Lubo died in the early hours of Saturday at an undisclosed hospital in Jos after a brief illness. On international news, the UK Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office has advised against all travel to Israel amidst an escalating in the country's military activity with Iran. Business news. Nigeria is among 36 countries that could face new travel restriction to the United States under a proposed expansion of the Trump administration travel ban. Entertainment news. Afrobeat star Davido Adeleke, known as David has pulled out of his highly anticipated concert at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, originally scheduled for July 3rd. Sport news. Kamaru Usman made a triumphant return to the octagon at UFC Atlanta, securing a decisive victory over Joaquin Buckley in a welterweight bout. And that's a wrap for today's news at 9 p.m. from Sun TV, the pulse of the nation. Please don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles for latest information. I remain Bridget James. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.
In today's digital age, staying ahead of the curve is crucial for success.